Okay, so what I notice a lot of times with science, especially, is there's just so much notes that have been thrown at you at school, and you get hundreds and hundreds of notes in a year sometimes, and you just don't know how to organize them all. Do you feel like that's
Mm.
right?
Yeah, a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start off by going through the foundations of science first. That way I can tell what you understand, what you don't understand, and fill in all those little gaps, right? So we've already started the science study notes and going through the periodic table, and we're going to go through some polyatomic ions right now. So we figured out some of the first four. Do you know what the next one is? PO4 3-.
Um, I was get confused with the P, if it's like the phosphate or the potassium.
Okay, so in the periodic table, and this is something that we might need to go over again, P
Mm.
is actually phosphate. Potassium
Okay.
is K. And I know,
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, K. It's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, that's potassium. So then that means that this PO4 3- should be what?
Um, Phosphate?
Yes. And sorry, I made a mistake. I was meant to say phosphorus, not phosphate. So in the periodic table by
Ah,
itself, it's phosphorus. And then as a
mm,
PO4, it's phosphate. So did you want to write that one down?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll get rid of that. Okay, great. So now you've got NH4 plus. Now, this is not a common one, but I know it does come up sometimes and it throws students off a lot. So have you ever seen NH4?
I think so, but there's always like two I get really confused with that look really similar. It's, I don't know, like ammonium and ammonia, I think.
Yeah, good. So let's pop onto the whiteboard really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm just going to be writing on there. So we've got NH4 plus, right? And we've got, do you know what the other one is? NH,
Um, NH for three.
it's actually NH3.
Ah,
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll write this down in your study notes as well. But I'm just trying to see if this is how I remember it. So see how we've got NH4, right? You've got an extra hydrogen technically, right?
mhm.
So what's the valency or the charge of hydrogen?
1 plus 1.
+1. See how with this guy, you've got NH3, and then you
Mm,
you jump it up to 1, right? And then you've also got a +1 valency. So
mm,
um, this is called ammonia, and then this is called ammonium. So how
mhm,
I remember it is because we've got an extra hydrogen, you add that extra at the end,
mm,
right? And the reason why this has a positive charge is because we've just added on another hydrogen to this compound, yeah,
mhm.
or this ion. So we can write that down in your study notes as well. So go ahead and do that. Phosphate is actually spelt with a PH.
Oh, oops.
That's okay.
Easy.
Good, great. So what we're going to do is, look, I know this is really hard to remember all of the polyatomic ions, all the acids and bases. What we're going to do is at the beginning of every lesson, I'm going to give you a pop quiz and probably at the end as
Mhm.
well, because that's the way that I remembered all of them over time. And it was really helpful. I mean, I know that no one's going to sit there and quiz you on things like that and make sure that you understand it. So I want to make
Mm,
sure that we can get through as much as possible by testing you regularly and going through these study notes as much as possible. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay, great.